我期待着大家为推动“一带一路”建设献计献策。
In 2013, China's President Xi Jinping announced a grand vision to revive trade along China's ancient Silk Road, linking China with the rest of Asia, Europe, and beyond. It became known as the Belt and Road Initiative, or the BRI. With $1 trillion price tag, it's one of the most expensive and largest infrastructure projects in the world. Fast forward to 2023. China is now marking the project's 10-year anniversary. But just how much is there to celebrate? Has Xi achieved his vision of positioning China as a global leader in development? And if so, at what cost? First, what exactly is the Belt and Road Initiative? It's a series of Chinese-funded infrastructure projects. By land, railways, roads, and bridges form trade routes. And by sea, new ports link Asia, Oceania, Africa, and Europe. Each of these routes have offshoots connected by what China calls economic corridors. And new communication networks, 5G infrastructure, and power projects are all part of these investments. This massive cash injection was China's way of opening its markets to the world while re-emerging as a global power.
It was to drive demand for Chinese exports, maybe create new markets where there weren't markets before, and secure access to raw materials. They want development first, and they want development without political strings imposed by the West.
On the face of it, the plan does appear to be largely successful. As of August this year, 155 countries have signed BRI contracts. China says 420,000 jobs have been created. And that, it says, has lifted 40 million people out of poverty.
The more it is seen that the Belt and Road is an open initiative, China will enhance its links with the other countries, but at the same time, other countries can do business with anybody in the world.
But transforming Beijing's vision of trade routes bringing prosperity and economic returns to all into a reality has not been smooth. This high-speed railway in Indonesia, a key BRI project, was beset with delays and increasing costs. With a $7 billion price tag, it connects Jakarta to Bandung, the capital of West Java. In a win for China and Indonesia, it got finished, but some observers believe the cost of the project outweighs the benefit. Other Belt and Road projects didn't make it to the finish line. China lent nearly $1.5 billion to build a light rail transit system in Kazakhstan's capital, Astana. But after years of no progress and the eventual collapse of the bank the money had been lent to, construction was halted. The BRI has also been criticised for trapping partner nations into huge amounts of debt, with the goal of seizing land and infrastructure. These are claims Beijing denies.
从来没有强迫任何一方借款，从未对任何国家逼债，不会在贷款协议中附加任何政治条件，更不寻求任何政治私利。
But not everyone's convinced of China's motives.
If China say, you know what, take the money. This money comes with no strings attached. Some people will actually suggest that China is using that to buy influence.
And some projects have sparked environmental concerns. While Chinese-built coal plants have provided power in Egypt, Kenya, and Indonesia, it's also led to protests over increased carbon emissions and pollution. Cases like these led China to rebrand the BRI as a green project. It's now enforcing environmental standards for developers.
It made economic sense to factor in the issues of sustainability when you do these infrastructure projects. Can more be done? Certainly more can be done.
With just weeks to go before the 10-year anniversary of the Belt and Road, Italy, the initiative's only G7 member, announced that it wants to leave its deal. While some are viewing this as a blow to China, Rome's economic relationship with Beijing is far from over.
Nice to meet you. Italy's exit from the Belt and Road should not necessarily be viewed so much as a problem specific to the Belt and Road Memorandum of Understanding, but more to a broader idea of pursuing ever closer economic ties with China.
With the US and the EU alarmed by China's increasing global influence, they're finding ways to compete. At the G20 summit in September, the US, Europe, India, and parts of the Middle East announced loose plans for a rail and shipping corridor to rival the Belt and Road. But China's projects are rumbling on despite investment cuts and mounting internal economic problems. And to keep it moving forward, the Belt and Road might be taking a turn for a less flashy, more conservative future. Lien and Laurel Stewart for TaiwanPlus.